It's the Last Stand Podcast. And here's your host, Brian Custer.
That's right, The Last Stand, where we bring you the biggest names in sports and entertainment. I am Brian Custer, and our guest today comes from the sport of boxing, and he is considered by many the new rising star of the sport. Unbeaten, he's knocked out just about everyone he's faced. He's none other than Jaron Boots Ennis, the pride of Philadelphia. Boots, welcome to The Last Stand.
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
It's great to have you on the show here. And listen, how different has it been for you training for your upcoming fight compared to, let's say, fights in the past in light of this pandemic?
Well, when the pandemic first started, it was just me training at my dad's house, and me and my dad just training together at the house and stuff, and just running, and that was about it. And once I had to start camp and stuff for the fight, we cleaned the gym out real nice and well, and now I do camp basically by myself. It just be me and my dad and my trainers, and that's it. So it's a little different.
Yeah, I was going to say, how much different compared to a regular camp have you had to, especially in light of trying to be cautious and be safe?
It's just less people around me, and like I said, it's me and my dad and my trainers, and that's it. And the two sparring partners that I have for this fight, and that's basically it. So it's just less people around me, and not as much as a crowd. It's like more focused and more locked in, basically.
Now you've seen since boxing has come back and the sport has come back that the pandemic has caused even some of the top guys in the sport. Some have missed weight. Others have been upset. Any concerns does Boots Ennis have in your return to the ring?
I have no concerns. Just me. It's just gonna be another day in the office. I feel like with the no crowd, it's gonna be worse than like with the crowd, especially for guys that don't know how to fight without a crowd. Like they need the crowd to hype them up and get them like riled up to fight. I feel like it's gonna be worse for those guys. Luckily with me, I don't care if it's a crowd. I'll fight this guy in his backyard, in his living room, anywhere. So that's different between me and these other fighters. So
What about the making weight issue?
my weight perfect right now. Weight is right to the T, right where I want, and we definitely coming ready and on point.
Talk to me about your opponent because you'll be facing Juan Carlos Abreu. What should we expect when we see Boots Ennis and Abreu in the ring?
On September 19th, you're going to see me just being smart, sharp, working behind my jab, and doing different things. It's having my fun, like how I used to. So I can't wait.
What do you know about Juan Carlos Abreu? What does he bring to the table that you've been training for specifically for him?
I'm not too sure. I don't train one way for nobody because you never know what the other guy is going to bring. So you could train. For example, my last fight, everybody knew that guy was going to come forward. We knew that, but just in case we had some guys that in my camp, like so they can box, because you never know what fighters is going to bring. They might switch their whole game plan up. So like I said, I train all around the board, not just one way for one fighter.
What do you think is this fight for you on the pecking order to where you're trying to go?
It's another step towards me being like number one contender and being where I want to be, having that world title around my waist soon.
I know I'm gonna ask you a question. I think a lot of people in boxing ask me to ask you, and that is, when will we see Boots Ennis in a step-up fight?
As everybody can see, it's not my fault. We trying to get these top guys to step up fights, and from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, these guys don't want to get in the ring, or they asking for a bunch of money. But right now, all I can do is just keep winning, keep bettering myself, keep getting better and better, And then when the day comes for me to have my world title shot, I'll be sharp, on point, focused, ready, mentally and physically, and have that world title around my waist.
You know, you remind me of when a very young Errol Spence, and I remember when he was your age and coming up. I mean, he looked like the truth, just like his moniker, and yet no one at the top of the welterweight division wanted to fight him at
Mm.
all at that time. Do you believe that you're at that point where it's, you know, you're young, you're hungry, you're skilled, but none of the top guys want to fight you?
Yeah, I'm at that point. I'm gonna say for like the last 2 years, we've been trying to get these guys, undefeated guys, step up fights, former world champions, all that stuff. And the last 2 years have been hard. That's why I've been having to fight guys like how my last fight and stuff like that. But like I said before, there's nothing I could do. All I gotta do is just keep winning, keep staying focused, keep being sharp, keep getting better and better each and every day. And my time gonna come. I'm young. I'm only 23 years old, so it's only gonna get worse. The longer they wait, the worse it's gonna get for them. So that's it.
You know, and you hit on something too. I was going to ask you, because you are so young,
Right.
but yet you are so skilled. Do you believe that you've now fallen into that category that you always hear the top guys say, "Why should I fight him? That's high risk, low reward
So,
for me."
yeah, a lot of fighters have been saying that, and I feel like it's I don't know. It's crazy, but I feel like I'm gonna be they last resort. It's going to have to be to a point where I'm gonna have to be they mandatory and have to be forced to fight me. That's the only way. But I just like I said, just stay focused, and my time gonna come. It's really no rush. I just want to keep bettering myself, being smart and sharp, and getting better and better each and every day.
You know, we had Tank Davis on the show. We
Mm.
had Danny Garcia on the show. And I asked them both the same question: who is the next young star of boxing? Both of them mentioned your name. So let me ask you, why is Boots Ennis the next big star of boxing?
Because I'm I'm an all around fighter. I give you hand speed, power, slickness, defense, accuracy. I can fight on the inside. They say I'm big for the weight class, but I really don't think so. But I can fight on the inside. I could box. I could do it all. I feel like I have everything. I'm excited. I'm like fan friendly. So whatever way they want it, they can get it. So that's how I feel.
You know, your father, obviously your trainer, he was a fighter. Your brothers, they were fighters. Did you even have a choice growing up? I mean, did you have to
um,
become a boxer?
like my dad always said, I'm gonna teach my kids how to fight. They don't have to box. It's up to them. Like I used to play basketball. I used to box and play basketball at the same time. And at a point in time, I was probably like 12 or 13. And basketball wasn't fun for me as boxing was for me. So I just like, man, I'm done with basketball. I'm gonna just keep boxing. And ever since, boxing is still fun to me to this day. So like, no.
You come from Philly. You're a Philly fighter. What is? We always hear how Philly is such a fighting city. What is a Philly fighter?
A Philly fighter is a fighter that has heart, uh, determined to win, always find a way to win, and they're tough and gritness.
We hear that a lot. And, you know, I also hear a lot of people say that Philly is so tough that when you guys get into the ring, that's the easy part, because the sparring that you guys have and some of the sparring matches you have in Philly are the epic matches. Give me a sense of what that's like when you spar in Philly against some of these guys, because I always hear that, yo, you ought to come to Philly and watch these guys spar, because they said that's what should be on television.
Yeah. Philly definitely we have the best work around. Everybody's like iron sharper iron, like they say, and everybody like wants to help each other get better, sharper. So definitely great work in Philly.
As great as a fighting city as Philadelphia is, Why currently are there no world champions from Philadelphia?
Why currently? Right now things happen with a few fighters, but they're gonna definitely get back and be world champion. I feel like within the next 6 to 12 months, Philly will at least have 3 to 4 world champions.
Wow, that's strong. Since there are levels to boxing, you always hear that term. Do you believe that Boots Ennis is at the elite level when you talk about the welterweight division? And I'm talking about ready to take on the Sean Porters, the Keith Thurmans, the Bud Crawfords, the Errol Spence, the Danny Garcias of the world.
Most definitely. I've been said I was ready 2 years ago, and as of right now, we still developing and getting faster, stronger. And like I said before, it's gonna be on them if they want to keep waiting around and let me get older, faster, and stronger, and more wiser. That's on them. But it's coming. It's coming.
And I'd like to add, every time we have a fighter on, I always like to ask them this: put your management aside. Mm-hmm. If it was up to Boots Ennis, what would be your next 3 fights?
My next 3 fights, all the world champions, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, Pacquiao. Who else got the belt? That's it. Everybody, the 3 guys that got the belts. That's it.
You told the boxing scene that you would beat Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Spence, because you said the car accident, you don't think you would get the credit that you deserve. And with Bud Crawford, you would outthink him with your tricks in the ring. You really believe that, or is that Boots getting some attention?
No, I definitely believe that 100%. When don't nobody understand, what they don't understand is the better the fighter is, the better I'm gonna be, and the smart I'm gonna be. So when I fight those, if I ever get a chance to fight those 2 guys, you definitely gonna see a whole totally different Boots. Y'all gonna be like, man, this kid, he look way different, sharper, smarter, on point. Everything gonna be right there where I want it. So when the time comes, y'all gonna see.
Talk to me about the welterweight division. In your opinion, who is the best fighter at 147?
Me.
Wow. I mean, there's Bud Crawford, champion. Errol Spence, unified champion. You talked about Manny Pacquiao. You seriously believe that?
Yeah, they definitely are all great fighters. I don't knock nobody. I never call nobody bums or none of that stuff. But I definitely think I'm the best 147 pounder right now. Like I said, I'm skilled all the way around. I have all the tools, everything. Whatever you need, I got it. Whatever way you want me to fight, I can fight it. So I feel like I'm 100% different from other fighters. And I'm not one dimension.
What would you, and I'm sure you've kind of played some of these things out in your mind. Errol Spence is a big 147 pounder. What kind of fight would that be like, you and Errol Spence?
Just like I said before, me being smart, sharp, using my jab, going to his body, and coming out with the win, being victorious. Smart, sharp, having my fun, and bring out them baggy tricks.
What kind of fight would it be like Boots Ennis and Bud Crawford?
Same thing, being smart, sharp, being on point, having that defense right, sharp, and going into that bag of tricks, outthinking both guys, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, and just, like I said, having my fun and making it as easy as possible for myself.
Lastly, Danny Garcia. I mean, that'd be Philly versus Philly.
You're right.
What kind of fight would that be like?
Definitely just every fight, when you on that elite level, everything got to be sharp, smart, and on point. So I'm going to stick with the same thing, sharp, smart, and on point, had that defense right, and me touching that body, slowing the Danny Garcia down, and Errol Spence and Bud Crawford, all those guys, being sharp, going in that bag of tricks, as always. Me having my fun, making it easy for myself, and coming out victorious with that win.
Boots, whenever we have someone on, we always like our people who watch the show to get involved. So we get a number of questions for you. And man, they came raining down from social media once they knew we were going to have you on this show. This first question comes from Twitter. It says, how hard is it to get into a position of at least a title eliminator, let alone a title shot?
As you guys can see, it's very hard because, like you said before, I'm a high risk, low reward, and I'm gonna be the last option. So it's definitely very hard. But at the end of the day, you just gotta stay focused and just wait patiently. Your time definitely will come.
And we got a number of questions, it seems, Boots, about your management. This one asks the question, who do you want to sign with when you're done with your current management, and will we eventually see you as a Al Heyman PBC fighter?
I actually haven't ever even really thought about that. I just be focusing on training and bettering myself. And so I'm not sure. I had to sit down with my pop and my team, and whatever deal comes. It comes. If the price is right, the deal is real.
This one asks, excluding yourself, who do you believe is the best 147 pounder?
Besides myself, I mean they all great fighters. I'll say I don't know. I mean they all great fighters. You can't maybe Crawford Crawford and Spence. Like everybody that got the belt, Crawford, Spence, and Pacquiao, they the best.
Do you think that Errol will be a different fighter since the accident?
We gonna have to see, but I'm not sure. Hopefully he come back just as good or even better. But I'm not sure. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully things is all here 100%, and we'll see the same Erroll Spence or a better Erroll Spence.
Another one from Twitter, it says, who will be your toughest opponent stylistically at 147?
Stylistically, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Pacquiao likes to dart in, dart out, a lot of movement. Obviously Errol's more of a bigger guy. He's going to come at you. Now he can box a little bit, but he'll come at you. Crawford can move and switch and things of that nature. It would seem like, I know a lot of people always see when they watch Manny, they think stylistically he may give people problems.
I don't think stylistically he would. Like you said, he jumps in and out. All you gotta do is use your jab and time him when he darting in and out and being fast like that. And like I'm just as fast as he is, if not faster. I have great timing, so him running in and jumping in like that. That's perfect for me setting up my shots.
Yeah, being a young black man and considering everything that's going on in our society, what is that like for you? I mean, I know you're focused training on fights and things of that nature, but also from a society standpoint, what is that like for you, especially as young as you are, but seeing what's happening in our country?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy out here, and it's not right. But at the end of the day, everybody got to stay safe and do the right thing and stay out the way.
Do you see yourself maybe now, because as you rise up the ranks, do you see yourself being more vocal about some of the issues that are going on around our country, whether it in your ring walk, whether it's something on your shorts? Do you see yourself using your platform more?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I need to be more vocal about stuff like this. I definitely feel like I should be more vocal and stuff like that. I'm still young, so I really don't know too much, but
Yeah.
I guess that's from what I see. It's not. None of this stuff is right, and at the end of the day, it's justice need to be served.
Yeah. Okay, Boots Ennis, we've come to the last segment of this show. We call it The Last Stand. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, Boots. I want the first thing, not the second, but the first thing that comes to your mind. You ready?
Yes.
All right. Right now in boxing, who's the best fighter out of Philadelphia?
Me, Jaron Boots Ennis.
I love that. I know Danny Garcia and Cool Boy Steph they're gonna turn their lips when they see this. Best fighter to ever come out of Philadelphia, Boots, is who?
Joe Frazier.
Okay, there you go. I like it. How did you get the nickname Boots?
When I was little, my real nickname was supposed to be Boots, Boops. My mom gave me that name, but then when I was younger and I was going to the gym and stuff, and everybody thought my dad was saying boots like the shoes, so we just changed it ever since, and they've been Boots forever.
I love, and the funny thing is, no one calls you Jaron.
Right? Yeah.
No one calls.
even when I was in school, like some of the teachers was calling me Boots. Like it was weird. Like yeah, it's crazy.
Did you ever get any flack for your nickname because of Dora the Explorer?
Of course, all the time, all the time. Like, yo, that's Boots up a door. No, it's not.
All right, last question for you. Jaron Boots Ennis will be the welterweight champion of the world by when?
By the end of 2021.
I love it. Jaron Boots Ennis. I love it, man. I appreciate the time, young man. And hey, best of luck in that fight.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Look, that's what we do here on The Last Stand. We bring you some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment. And Jaron Boots Ennis is going to be one of the biggest names in the sport of boxing. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again next week.